Hello, what's up? We've gotten our hands on two Jaces. So it's technically Monday the 6th. So it's the day before um, this set comes on Magic Online. But over the weekend in the challenges, they were giving complete sets for first. So there are a number of these cards online that you can buy. And I was able to get my hands on two of them. So we're going to run them in a prelim, which is starting in a few minutes. But we're going to take a look at the deck now. Basically, I've been really excited to try this card. I think it's one of the better cards out of the set. The other card is kind of Nahiri. I think Nahiri's kind of got a lot of potential. But this card was built for this archetype, so I'm really excited to give it a shot. We're going with a basic mill list here, right? We're just going to do 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and then all the ones that I can get my hand on, which is 2. Um, I don't know if this is the right list. I haven't been putting as much time into mill as I should. There was a time where I was very invested. 4 surgical seems like a lot. But we're going to try it. We're just going to try this stuff. And the sideboard, we're going with a sideboard. 4 bridges, or 3 bridges, 3 lanterns, 3 crypt incursions, 2 extirpates, 2 mysticals, and 2 explosives. This might not be the best list. I could see like the final list like cuts this or puts these in the sideboard, or it's hard to say. But there's no more Urion to stand in the way of Mill. But Mill does have its issues. But we're going to try. We're going to see how it goes. And we're going to jam this in a prelim. I'll see you guys in a few minutes for round 1 of the prelim. Okay, here we are for round number 1. We'll be on the play, obviously. Oh, there he is, the new Jace. All right, we're going to keep the Orphan Guard. All right, so it's blue-eye control. I guess I'll just start off with the crab right away. We'll turn 1 the crab. Could be some elementals list. I mean, there's a reason not to do this, right? To hold it so they can't pending it. But if we next turn we play this, we drown, and it's too good. So they'll probably just pending or bolt it or whatever it, but sometimes I want to wait on the crab and play it on turn 2, but I think it's just best to get in play. Pending. Yeah, alright, so it's just control. Fury. What the fuck? I guess they have an ephemerate. Well, this is not good for us. Oh, it's so annoying. Yep. Actually, Jace lines up really well against Fury. That's kind of cool. Alright, well, unfortunate. I guess they got our crab. We'll play this and play a tap land. This is why surgical's sometimes not good. Like, if this was anything, we could just mill and then go. But we get to Jace, we get to plus on this, and just completely blank the Fury. This is pretty sick. This Jace could be pretty sick. Maybe Jace will be sick. We'll see. Okay, what are they going to do here? They can't play Ren in 6. I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're elementals. So, we'll see what elementals ends up actually meaning. I guess Canister and a lot of other people have been playing a 4-color elementals list. Red, white. What? Harbinger. Okay. Harbinger enters the battlefield. What are they going to target? This was dumb. I just should have countered this. This was very stupid. Well, I guess we'll just surgical one of these lands and shuffle. If the card that they're getting is too scary. But we'll see what they're actually getting. What are they actually getting? They're getting a Voice of Resurgence. Let's get a Watery Grave. Untap. Let's try the new Jace. Nope. Let's try the new Jace. Alright, so this lines up pretty well against this Fury. I don't think I want them to have a Voice of Resurgence. So I am going to surgical their Windswept Heaths. Voice is kind of a pain in the ass. So let's shuffle their library away here. We just want to shuffle the top card. Do they have an Ephemerate? Ugh. That's so troll. Well, not great for me. Not great for me to get wrecked by this. We're dead. We're not going to be able to beat that. We could have taken a look at their deck rather than just rage conceding. Alright, so we're going to have to beat endurances. We're going to have to beat a lot of stuff here. There's going to be a bunch of endurances. I don't think Tasha's is a way to beat this, our opponent's deck. I think that surgical might not be that great. I guess maybe it will. They're probably going to have a lot of creatures too, so we could have the Crypt Incursion. Let's just bring in Ensnaring Bridges and Soulguide Lanterns, and we're cutting Tasha's. That, Fury, Ephemerate. It's funny, I fear that as Yogg, but I guess sometimes they're going to have it. Jace got wrecked by Fury. I was like, oh, this counters Fury, and then it got smashed by Fury. Not good. Not a great start. But, you know, Fury Ephemerate is horseshit. It's always been horseshit. And, very, very... just terrible designs. Just terrible designs. That's okay. Alright, we'll be back. We'll be back. Okay, here we are for game 2. We'll be on the play. No lands, can't keep. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Alright. I guess we're keeping. Guess we're just going to go all in on these crabs. The visions can unmulligan us. We have to put 2 back. We can put these 2 back. But then we just have no interaction. We could do this. I guess this is okay. Alright. We'll play the Ruin Crab because it can't get Unholy Heated. Who knows what they're playing? What they're playing, what they're doing. Who knows? No one can know. If they have a Bolt, it just kills it. Unholy Heat doesn't kill this one, though. So there is that. Flamekin Harbinger. Well, that's a very silly card to play against the Ruin Crab on 1. Unless you plan on killing the Ruin Crab. Fury goes on top. Well, good news about that Fury. Guess they had to do it, right? Ephemerate, Fury, oh my goodness. Fury, Fury, Fury. Lovely. You hate to see that. Alright. Okay. Okay, so we were right about not having Tasha's Hideous Laughter in the deck. Their CMC is approximately 1,000. So if we untap with this Drown the Lock to protect these two crabs, we can ride them the distance. Alright, so let's pay 2 life here. Trigger. Voice. Omnath. Alright, we're going to cast a Soul Guide Lantern. We'll target... I guess we target... I guess we'll get Ephemerate. We don't really want them to, like, cast, like, an Eternal Witness, return Ephemerate. So let's target Ephemerate. Alright, so now we're protected from Endurance, which is a good thing, so only 30 more cards to mill. Hopefully they can't hit a land here. They can't hit the land they want. We've milled a bunch of lands, so none of the triomes. We got Island and Forest. So we have to watch out for Endurance. That's the big one here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Risen Reef. I think this is fine. This is going to help them help us mill them, you know? I mean, obviously we could counter it, but I think we need to counter something that deals with our cards, you know, like a Fury or an Endurance or something like that, right? That's what I want to counter, is those cards. Even though we got most of the Furies, so there are still 2... 1 Fury in the deck, 3 Solitudes. Alright, let's draw... Well, that's a card. Boink. Boink. Okay, what do we get? What do we get? We're looking for Endurances. Alright, so we've milled most. We've milled 21. We've milled 24 cards, and they have 25 cards left in their deck. So they're at 24 and 24. So we haven't seen an Endurance, which might be a good sign for us. But at the same time, who the hell knows what this person is playing, right? All right, so they just milled 3 here. They milled 2. So they're going to 20. On some ways, this is not good for us. But in other ways, it's kind of good for us, I guess. They can't really attack. I guess I'll block here. I guess they're setting up for a Fury, right? When they go Fury, kill these. So if I go Drown the Lock and then they have... If I go Drown the Lock and then they have a Endurance here, I will lose. Alright. Counter. This is the last Fury. Leyline Binding. Sure. Okay. So the crab goes. Fury's countered. It makes me feel like they might not even have Endurances. You know? Feels like maybe they don't have Endurances, but I really kind of want to draw with this Soul Guide Lantern. But I don't know. Might be too risky to draw with the Soul Guide Lantern. They have to be playing Endurances. There's no way they're not. Just no way they're not playing Endurance. Well, we just need a couple more lands here. 1, 2, 3. Another Risen Reef? That's kind of silly. You're kind of going a little too ham here, friendo. I mean, I guess it's damage. Cavern. They're at 19 cards. Risen Reef is not a May trigger. Right? So they just milled themselves 3 cards. Which I'm fine with. Okay. I mean, if they play any more creature, like if we draw fetch land, I guess maybe we're just... This is a good draw. Binding, ephemerate. I mean, what do you think's gonna happen with that? You're milling a million cards. They stacked the triggers wrong too, right? Because they should have put the Flamekin trigger first. So then they could get the thing in their hand. Alright, let's see what they're tutoring for here. They revealed another Flamekin Harbinger? That's weird. Okay. Do I want to pop this Soul Guide Lantern? I think I can. I think I want to just kill him here. Alright. Well. They're surgicaling my Drown in the Lock? What? Okay. I guess I have to Drown in the Lock that. I guess they must have an Endurance if they're surgicaling the Drowns. Oh, alright. Well, they milled themselves 6 here. They milled themselves 3 here. 1, 2, 3. I don't miss playing against this bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. I do not miss this bullshit. Surgicals. Why are they playing surgical? That's very weird. Alright. Well. We'll say they have 12 cards left in their library. So, if they have an Endurance, we're dead. But we have a lot of mills here. We could draw some mills. We could draw Jace and kill them. We could draw Fractured Sanity and kill them. Visions would be sick. I probably fucked this up by not playing around the second Endurance. I probably should have left the Soul Guide Lantern in play, but unfortunate, you know? Well, we can draw a card, though. We could draw a spell, which would be lovely. I mean, they're sitting on Endurance. Okay, well, let's see what they end up doing. They end up... There's a lot of downtime. Alright, so they attack us before we go to 11. They don't really have a clock on us, which is good. But they probably have an Endurance. So, we'll see. Wonder why they decide to play surgical. Well, that's not very good, is it? That's not very good at all. Alright. Well, we'll pass the turn. 1, 2... That's so brave. That's so bold. I guess it's a 2-turn clock, but like, geez. So many triggers. Imagine if we had anything, we would have killed them. You know what's ironic? If we didn't put the visions back, we would have won this game. But it's just the variance of magic, right? If we would have mulled the 6, if this hand would have been a 6, we could have kept the visions. We would have been able to win this game. I mean, we have one draw step. We can draw I don't think we could draw a... I mean, we have one draw step here. They have 2 bolts, so Flamekin Harbinger. This is kind of wild. Just making it... Again, they must have endurance. And we milled half their deck and we didn't see a single endurance. So, oh, there's the Omnath. I don't know if they have lands in their deck to be able to crack and for me with the Omnath. So, if they cast the Omnath, they go to 1, right? They go down to 1 card in their deck. I guess if they hit 1 land in their 4 cards, they kill us. But we've drawn nothing, so what can you do? Do they have a land left? They actually die. They actually die here. No. I mean, if they hit another land, they die to the draw of Omnath. Oh, draw a card, friend. They're dead. Unless they have a solid endurance. What was that? Honorary crabs, indeed. They must have endurance. Wow. We did not deserve to win that. We did not deserve to win that game. Well, these Harbingers, these Risen Reefs, milled more than our... Okay, so what did we learn? There's no endurances in the deck. No endurances. Holy cow. What does that change? That changes that we don't need Soul Guide Lanterns. We still don't want Tasha's because the stuff's a million... Their only interaction in the entire deck was Solitudes and Furies. So we could play Surgical to try and get those. Fatal Push is not that great, but we don't really have a lot of other options. I guess we could play Dispute for Omnath. Let's play an Extirpate to try and get Furies and Solitudes. That's basically the only cards that matter in their deck. So, alright, let's try this again. Wild that there was no... Also, if we get the Leyline Bindings... it appears to me that they don't have any removal that deals with... If we get the Leyline Bindings, it appears that they don't have any removal that deals with Ensnaring Bridge. Let's get a Ruin Crab, I guess. Ruin Crab. So the only removal that they had that interacted with Ensnaring Bridge was... Mariner. Voice. Voice is super annoying. Okay, well there's Bridge. We could push this, but I think we'll save the push for next turn. We'll kill one of their... we'll cycle this, right? And we'll kill their Risen Reef or whatever. Okay. So this isn't a spell here. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, cycle. Leyline Binding. Okay, if we extirpate the bindings, they should have no answers to the Ensnaring Bridge. So we can go wall. We can go this, hit this, get a swamp, hit the Leyline Binding. Because we don't have anything else to do with our mana this turn, right? So we might as well just do this. Hit the Cavern. Get a swamp. Extirpate the bindings. So the binding should be the only way that they could deal with Ensnaring Bridge. And we'll get a good look at their deck here. Alright. So what do we got? We've got no answers to Ensnaring Bridge. None. Oh, explosives. There's 2 explosives. 2 explosives. Alright, let's get these bindings out of here. We could snip the deck. We'll be a good player and we'll snip the deck. Doink. Doink. Then we'll keep it over here for our memory. Alright. Okay. So, their hand is Fury, Fury, Omnath. So if they play Omnath, we'll play this, crack, Fatal Push it, which is what they're going to do. Omnath, yep. Alright. Ooh, Archive Trap's a good one. Alright, so we need Revolt, or whatever the hell it's called. So let's Fatal Push that. Do we just play the Ensnaring Bridge now? I guess we do, right? We just gotta empty our hand. Alright. So then next turn, we're gonna have Archive Trap, Visions. We have to empty our turn. We have to empty our hand. So the only answers they have are Ensnaring Bridge. We have to remember that there's only answers are Ensnaring Bridge. Now, if we archive... Oh, they played Cavern. Okay, so they're hard casting a Fury. Okay. Oof. Alright, so their hand is Windswept Teeth, Fury. Alright, let's see what we can draw here. Hedron Crab. What does Hedron Crab do? If we play Hedron Crab, play Visions, it's going to be hard to empty our hand. We could just shock this in and then play Archive Trap. Just hardcast Archive Trap. We could play Visions and just see what we draw. Let's do that. Oh, that's pretty good. Alright, let's play Crab. And they're gonna Fury our other Crab, but let's just go Drown in the Lock, your Fury. And then we'll play this Crab. Mill them. They'll cast the Fury and mill us, but it's okay because we'll have empty our hand, which is all we really need to do is just empty our hand for the bridge. Empty our hand. So here comes the other Fury. And then red, Fury the Crab. That's fine. But if we didn't do that, if we saved the Visions until after we had cast this. Oh, I guess they have Omnath. Alright. We're also going to take... Alright, so this works here. So we have to watch out to dying to the 4 damage from Omnath, because that seems like one of the only ways they can get us. Because we don't care about the tokens from voice anymore. because of the fact that we have no cards in our hand. So we are all in protected from this. I don't know what they're thinking about. Okay. So you get to attack us. We go to 11. Kind of a precarious number, but we'll be okay. Play fetch, crack fetch, get fury. Play fury, kill my crab. Let's go. If they draw one of their two ensnaring bridges, we will be in trouble, and we'll probably lose the game. Solitude, sure. What they pitch? They pitch the ephemerate. Okay. Ephemerate that. That's a weird ephemerate. We know they have the second fury. Oh, I guess they pitched. Yeah, they still have a fury in their hand. I guess they don't want to use the fetch land now, I guess. There's the fetch. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Archive drop. Alright. Did we get the engineer explosives? 1 engineer explosives. So the only card in their hand is a fury. And then we have a crab here that we can then play a land. So they're saving the Windswept Heath to try and do 4 damage to me. Okay. I mean, if they draw engineer explosives, we lose. If they don't, we win. It's that simple. Next turn we have Hedron Crab to mill. We have Crab plus fetch land to mill 6. So it looks like they drew it and we're dead. Oh, okay, never mind. Whew. Crisis averted. This is just going to help us mill them. It is going to do a bunch of damage to me. Uh-huh. Well, if we draw a spell here, we should win the game. Pretty much any spell we have wins us the game here. It is astounding to me that they're not playing Endurance. Especially in the DRC meta. I guess they're just trying to Solitude scumbag people. But we have a bunch of draws here that would make me very happy. Drone in the lock. Okay, so let's play our crab. Let's play our crab. Let's play this. Always yields. Let's crack and go to 10. Get this land tapped. All right, let's take a look at their graveyard. So we have and 1 engineer explosives. They still have another engineer explosives in their hand, in their deck. Still another engineer explosives. I guess we'll just pass the turn. All right. They have 11 cards left. I would love to draw the new Jace to kill them. New Jace kills them. Any mill spell that we have kills them. Fury. I'm going to let my crab die. Right? We don't care about the crab anymore. The crab got his milling in. We just have to hold this drown. They do have another surgical in the deck that they can draw to get... yeah, our crab dies. We might want to think about killing the Omnath at some point. Elemental creatures. So we could kill the Omnath. We'll just let this go. They're just milling themselves. Right? They're just milling themselves. They can only do 4 damage to us this turn with Omnath. They can't have that many lands left in the deck. We could look and see what lands they have left with this, but that'd be a bit much. That's not something you would do in paper. Like, in paper, you could do, like, all right, I'm taking notes. 2 surgicals, 2 engineer explosives, right? But in online, in paper, you wouldn't be like, oh, you have 4 this, 4 that, 4 that. You would scribble some quick notes. So we're not going to, like, delve into their deck list and be like, oh, well, they're playing 1 Sacred Foundry, 1 Steam Vents, blah, 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 because that'd be a bit much. We don't need to do that. You could do that if you were so inclined. But we're not going to do that. Alright, we're just holding this drown to protect from engineering explosives. We are just protecting from engineering explosives. If they have 1 card in hand, if they go surgical or drowns, then cast engineering explosives, we lose. But I don't think they have that many lands left in the deck to do this again next turn. I think they got a little too greedy. They shouldn't be playing the Risen Reefs. I think that's a bit greedy. The Risen Reefs. They only have 1 card, so they're dead to half our deck. As long as we don't draw all lands, we should be okay. I guess they can attack us with the 1s here. So... maybe in the beginning of combat, we'll they return Kahira. Don't play Kahira. Alright, so we'd go to 4 life. Let's do a land count here if we need to drown something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Because if we take the 2 damage here, then we could die to Omnath next turn. But they need to have 3 lands enter the battlefield. I don't think they have 3 lands to enter the battlefield next turn. I don't think that's possible. They can attack me. This is fine. We just have to... we're going to draw a mill spell, and we're just protecting our ensnaring bridge. Right? Protect the ensnaring bridge. That's not good. That's so not good. That's so not good. Alright. So eventually, they're going to draw the second surgical. They could go second surgical, our drown the locks, kill the bridge, and we die. But I could have... this is turn 9, so if we would have drawn any mill spell, maybe I should have waited with the visions to draw 3 with the visions, but I figured we need to really rely on this ensnaring bridge. So it's unfortunate that this is the way it turned out. If they play... okay. Guess they're just trying to draw. I guess it just depends on where their surgical is versus where their other cards are. Right? 'Cause if they played the Orphan Guard, they wouldn't be able to attack. Yep. Alright. See if they drew the surgical. God damn it, they drew the surgical. Oh no, they didn't. They drew Ensnaring Bridge. Oh wow, they didn't draw their surgical. We got them. That's so sick. Okay. Looks like we got them. Oh, that kills them. Oh, they get to hit the surgical? Oh, that's so rich. They have to draw. They go to 1 card left in their library. Wow. 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 That was wild. That was wild. That was very, very wild. I was blown away that we drew very poorly, and we also were handed a free win from our opponent. We were handed a game too. I was just like, my head is just like, where's the Solitude? Where's the Endurance? Where's the Endurance? Where's the Endurance? They just weren't playing them. That's so crazy to me. Well, wild games. I'll be back for round number 2. Okay, here we are back for round 2. We got lucky round 1, but let's let the luck continue. All right, Hedron Crab. I think, given the nature of my hand, I'm going to disguise what I'm doing, and I'm just going to pass. I'm just going to not play the crab. I'm just going to just pass. Delta, okay. Our plan worked. We got him to fetch. Well, our plan didn't work because they're that deck. Well, let's make sure they think long and hard about this surveil. Jeez. Oh, good. They got a card on top. Cool. That's good for us. All right. Unholy Heat, Ledger Shredder. It's just straight up Murktide. Well, we have to hope that they don't have a Murktide in their hand, or we draw a Surgical. Maybe this is a reason not to have done our tricky play, right? Is because now we could have cycled for a Surgical, the Murktide. Now we can't do that. But it is what it is. We made our choice. We live with it. We made our choice here. We live with it. If they kill the crab, we just feel the ruin Tasha's them. If they play a Murktide, we Tasha's. Okay. I don't particularly want to walk into... Alright, let's take a look at their graveyard here. We have 1 Spell Pierce, 1 Spell Snare. I don't particularly want to jam a Tasha's into a Spell Pierce. So I'm going to cycle this, see what we draw. Alright, that works for me. Let's crack. Get the Watery Grave tapped. Alright. So we're taking 6 here. We're going to 10. Bold. Alright. Well. We have enough mill in our hand to kill them. It's just a question of how many counterspells do they have in their hands. Do they have Spell Pierce? Do they have Counterspell? Do they have Murktide Region? What do they have? Ragavan. Okay. Okay. So. I guess we play Field of Ruin. Trigger. And they're dead to the Fractured Sanity, or the Tashas. Tashas will kill them. So I guess we'll go to their turn. We'll try and drown one of these creatures. And then we'll block here. Alright, we'll figure something out. So let's see. How many islands are there? Okay. So let's attempt to... Let's go to blocks here. Let's block the Ragavan. Now let's go 1, 2. Cast, activate this on them. Lightning bolt. Who are they bolting? My crab? Glad we went to blocks to do this. Actually, like, really big deal that we went to blocks to do this. Let's get island. So we can drown one of these. Let's drown one. This gives us a 2-turn clock, right? It goes 1, 2. They've used 2 bolts. So they're hitting us to 7. Right? So now we can cast Fractured Sanity if it resolves. Looks like they're Murktiding. Alright, well that's annoying. Alright. I guess we're dead to a counterspell. We're dead here. As we play around Spell Pierce, I guess we could go Cycle Fractured Sanity. Alright, let's think. Let's think. How do we play around... How can we play around a counterspell? So let's see. There's 1 counterspell milled. Literal 1. So they have to have a counterspell. So let's try and bait out the... I guess killing the DRC was terrible. Because now we could have gone Fracture Sandy, hold up counterspell. But I guess we'll go Crab. And then we'll cycle the Fractured Sanity. Looking for a fetch land? No. We'll just play the Tashas into the counterspell and then die. They had the Spell Pierce. Wow. Fuck me. What a terrible play I made. Terrible play I made. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Alright, well. Bridge. Dispute. Terrible, terrible play I made. Alright, we don't want big expensive cards that are going to get rocked by... Probably don't want... I mean, Surgicals are not very good against them. With the exception of only Murktide. Let's get these bridges in. Let's play explosives. Guess we'll keep the Surgicals in. That was my own fault. I played that terribly. Played that terribly. I could have played around Spell Pierce. Would you like to play first? Alright, we'll keep this. I guess I'm going to start with Shelldock. I guess I just cost myself a game there by doing that. I just psyched myself out of the last game. Okay, I don't really want to play the crab into dispute here. I guess I don't have a choice. If they have a dispute, they have a dispute. Okay. Okay. So they didn't... They kept the card on top. We're not going to crack this fetch. They were definitely about to bolt. Oh, okay. Well, I'll play another crab. I guess it doesn't matter if I do this now versus if I do this next or whenever. We'll let this crab die. I guess we play the fetch. This is turned off though now, which is unfortunate. I think I'm gonna get a forest island here. While they're tapped out, I'll just get the trigger. Then I'll save this trigger for later. Okay. So we're in an okay spot as long as they don't have a Murktide. Which is, of course, what they're paying cost for. Yeah, uh-huh. Yep. Alright, we'll crack this now. Get this tapped. Mill. We have to get to this Visions before it's too late. It probably is too late. Probably is too late, to be honest. 14 cards. We're probably just super dead. We have, like, no answers to this. Well, this is kind of the problem with Mill right now, is the Murktide Regent. Just no answers. 17 cards, so I guess we just chill. Take a hit for 9, 10. If they have another Murktide, oh, game over. I guess we could Visions for something. Yup, just take the hit. Alright. This is good because they're tapping their mana. This will give us a chance, potentially. Because we'll play the field. Cast Ancestral. DRC. I'll play the DRC. Play it. Hell yeah. That's actually so good for us. This gives us a chance, maybe. Because they won't have actual factual counterspell here. Okay, so now we're going to go to our turn. Drown in the Lock. Oh, that's so good. Alright, so what card could they have here? They could have Mystical Dispute or Flusterstorm. So let's play the Field of Ruin. This plays around Flusterstorm and Mystical Dispute. And let's go kill you. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, so let's look at their graveyard. This list plays 3 islands. So we can't Feel the Ruin an island. They're at almost 24 cards. We can Visions here, but it walks into... Visions walks into Flusterstorm, and it walks into Mystical Dispute. I'm okay walking into... Let's just be patient, right? Let's just be patient. We have this plus this gives us Archive Trap at the end of their turn. If they play a land. Alright, so let's do this. Let's try and get them off a mana. Untapped mana. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Get an island. Alright, so... play Shores. They have 22 cards left, so eventually there's 2 more turns. They'll get down to 20. And then we can fire off this trap, which they'll have to counter. And then we can Visions. Alright, so next turn they get to 20 cards. And... ooh. Well, that's spicy. Okay, we'll wait for them to do something. Or at the end of their turn, we'll cast this. So now they're at 20 cards. Paying cost. Looks like they're casting a Murktide. Okay. So I guess we'll do this with Murktide in the stack, right? Let's cast this Archive Trap. Cast Archive Trap. Okay, now I'm going to cast Visions. Wow. Let's attempt to drown this. Okay. No. Okay. So now we have Ensnaring Bridge. If they counter Ensnaring Bridge, we have Jace to kill them. Bridge. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. I guess we'll go for the win, right? If they didn't have a counterspell there, we'll go for the win here. Okay. Okay. If I did it the other way around. So I cost myself this game. If I would have played around Spell Pierce in the first match, I would have won. It looks like in the first game I would have won. And this way, if I cast the Jace first, they wouldn't have been able to Mystical Dispute it, and we would have won. But maybe they maybe have a counterspell in their hand. I mean, who knows? There's literally one counterspell in their graveyard. 1, 2 counterspells in their graveyard. So, who knows what their last card is. But that's pretty unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate. Oh, very frustrating. I mean, it's hard to know what to play around when it comes to this deck. Do you play around the 4 of? Do you play around the 2 of? Do you play around the 1 of? It's very difficult, and I cost myself the win there by choosing the wrong order to cast the spells. That's very unfortunate. And we'll see. Jace would have won that game, but it's a blue card, so that's on me. Should have cast Jace first. Just gone for the win first, and then... oh well. We'll see you guys for round 3. Okay, here we are for round number 3. We'll keep. We have Jace. Pretty excited about Jace. I'm going to play... we're going to play Island first. So they'll think we're normal and not mill. But... maybe we should be looking for more crabs, but all told, we have 14 plus unknown plus 15 at max. So we have mill half their deck right here between these two. And then this could mill. So we could have enough to... We could literally kill someone with these cards in our hand. Like, this is enough mill to just get them, you know? Alright, we'll play this. Yield. Hopefully this is enough to get them. We shall see, though. Horizon Canopy. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Well. Huh. Alright. Correct the fetch? Yes. Now our Drown the Lock's online? Hell yeah. Okay, so we're going to archive. This is fine. It's only +1/+1. Famous last words. Alright. Archive trap. And we're going to counter this one. We'll counter this one. This Tasha's should do a number. Tasha's should be lights out here. Okay, well there's 2 Tashas, so let's go. 37 to 23 cards. Okay, so we're just gonna Tasha's them. And this is what this deck's supposed to be like. Alright, mill you. Okay, mill you. Alright, what do they got over there? Light pause? Sure. Close. 1, 2, 3. Tasha's you. Okay. Well, that was pretty quick. That was down and dirty. So, Guess we want explosives. I guess we want ensnaring bridge. Let's cut the surgicals. Let's cut... I guess I'll just play these, right? So, this deck is going to have access to... I think we're going to cut the Jaces. So, Jace's target player mills 3 cards, right? Target player mills 3, then if a graveyard has... Well, maybe we'll just keep the Jason. The only thing is they're going to have Leyline of Sanctities, right? So what cards... Archive Trap gets wrecked by Leyline, but that's really it. I would cut the Fatal Pushes, but we do want to kill Light Paws. So we'll try like this. We'll shave a Jace. And we know that Tasha's is the best card against them, so let's just try and get to the Tasha's. So we have a Tasha's. We have an Explosives. This hand's great. We have 2 Fatal Pushes, which may not be great, but there's the Sanctity. This crab targets, by the way. So this one targets our opponent. So there's no point in playing this. But these don't target. This doesn't target. This doesn't target. So this crab is a dead card. We're not going to play it. We might play it as a blocker. But they've mulliganed, so their hand's probably not going to be that powerful if they have... You know, they went to mull to 6. But, alright, well, that's a pretty good hand for them. So, okay. So... I'm going to play the Hedron Crab as a blocker. So we'll block. We'll get them to commit to this. They have to commit something to this to get over the Hedron Crab. And then we can explosives kill it all. Hopefully. Knock on wood. But this one does... target. So the Leyline of Sanctity gets us here. Hopefully they play another one drop. Or, okay, this is good. This is going to be, we're just going to fatal push that. And now they can't attack us. This is great, great, great. We want all this to happen. They have 2 cards, so we're just going to fatal push this. We are going to mill 6 of our lands here. So these fatal pushes, like, yeah, they don't do much. So with this trigger on the stack, because hypothetically speaking, we could mill both of our watery graves. So with this trigger on the stack, we'll get a watery grave, shock. We need to get a watery grave for this triple blue stuff here. And let's kill the light pause. Alright. And we might as well play our engineered explosives on 1, too. Right? We should put this on 1. Alright, so we mill us. Mill us. Or maybe we give it one more turn. No, I think we just put it on 1 now, right? Because we're going to be using our mana for the rest of the game to target them. So we're going to be targeting them with our mana, where they're going to be Fractured Sanity or Tasha's or whatever. So I think it's important to just put that explosives down now. Okay. Alright. I'll be blocking. I'll block here, right? I'm just going to probably pop this. Because the odds of them getting... I mean, they get to draw a card here, right? So we'll just pop this, probably. Because we don't want to mill any more cards. So we're blocking. We blocking. Yield to the turn. I will block. Get this stupid crab out of here. What is Audacity? Target creature gets +2/+1 trample. Let's put it in the graveyard, draw a card. It's like a fixed Rancor from Brothers War. I remember this card. Alright, we are blocking. So I'd like to draw land here. Very much like to draw land. Well, that's not a land. We'll just hold up this. We'll probably let them have an entire turn with this. We'll probably take the damage, and then we'll end of turn pop the explosives. Or we'll cycle. But probably we'll pop the explosives at the end of their turn. We could take a hit from this, or if they cast a spell or anything crazy. But we'll take the hit. We'll take the pop here. Because they can't really do anything, right? They have 1 card. Alright, let's pop this. They do get to draw a card, though. Alright, land. Okay. We're just going to hold up Drown here. And if they don't do anything, we'll cycle Fractured Sanity. Okay. They don't play a lot of creatures, right? So the number of creatures in this deck is pretty minimal. So we can use that to our advantage. Because we killed the first creature. So there's only like 12 creatures in the deck, maybe. So we will just cycle here, look for our land drop. This crab gets around the ley line, because this is each opponent. Right? So this crab gets around ley line. Which is good for us. Good for us. So, we got a Spirit Mantle. We got an Ensnaring Bridge. Alright, well, not great. We'll just, same thing. We'll just hold up everything. Keep them from playing a creature. Right? Because they can only kill us with creatures, obviously. But if we counterspell like a Glade Cover or a Boggle, we should be very good. We should be good. So let's drown that. Yield through the turn. Alright, that. So now let's cycle this Fractured Sanity now to look for a land. Alright, do we get a land? Even if we draw a land, maybe I don't want to play it because of the crab. So maybe I should have just passed the turn, right? Maybe I should have just passed, not done anything here. I guess on one hand I want to progress my board. This ensnaring bridge looks terrible when I have... Okay, well that works out perfectly. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Let's put Tasha's under there. Well, that worked out perfectly. The perfect tap land. So I guess that is a reason to do it in your main phase, because you are playing Shelldock Isles. Okay, so they don't have... There's 16 cards over there, so let's just go for the jugular here. 36 to... 25 cards. That seems pretty solid. Pretty solid. This is the kind of deck that Mill just excels against. Just random, basic, simple. Well, Archive Trap targets, so we can't use it. Unfortunately. But we just untap and then we have Tasha's and they're dead. Bonk, bonk. Gas without paying its mana cost. Well, unfortunately, Jace didn't do much this game. But, you know, this is what Mill's good against. Is decks that aren't playing interaction. Decks where you just kill their stuff and then kill them. Alright. I will see you guys for round number 4. Hello. We are back for round number 4, and I've decided that I'm going to channel my inner Jace. I'm wearing my hoodie. We've got the Jace hoodie. We're ready to get the Jace, even though this hand is not a Jace hand. This hand is just get him. Oh no! I'm gonna try and be sneaky again. We'll play Delta Yield. All right, this is a sneaky hand. So what's our opponent got? Our opponent has Orphan Guard. Alright, we should have played one of these, but I don't want to play one of these. I don't want to telegraph that we're Mill, right? I want to be, like, sneaky. I mean, I'm sure they probably figure out that we're Mill. But, like, you know. They're going to figure it out eventually. I guess we'll just play the Dark Slick now. They'll figure out that we're Mill eventually. You know. Now I look foolish for... I'm going to have this Dark Slick Shores that comes into play tapped. But we're just going to wait for them to do something, right? We could just sit here all day. Teferi. Interesting. Well, let's Visions. Okay, Teferi resolves. They'll crack their fetch now. But we'll be able to crab and then, like, play Tasha's. Alright. Okay, so Drown the Lock's dead. But we don't really need to worry about Drown the Lock. Always yields. Crack. I wonder if they're going to Solitude it. If they were thinking about Solituding it. There's a Solitude. Oh, they're going to have Endurances. Ah, shit. Well, we're going to find out. Tasha's. 6 cards. Are you kidding me? Alright, well that's the worst Tasha's I've ever had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Last match it took 25 cards. This one took 6, so nice. Alright, well, we can hardcast Archive Traps now. Bounce the crab. Well, I'll just play the crab again. I mean, I'm sure they have a million counterspells at this point, but crabby. Land. Okay. Unfortunately, this Teferi just wrecks our whole parade here. Hardcast Solitude. Well, we can kill the Solitude on our turn, which will be nice. I've been seeing a lot of these kind of lists bounce around lately. I don't know if they're playing Endurance, but if they are playing Endurance, it's really bad for us. Alright, so let us... Let's play a black. Let's Surgical the Archmage Charm. And let's see what they have in their hand. This is probably going to get countered or whatever. Alright, 1, 2. There are no Endurances, so that's really good for us. Alright, so... How do we do this? We go... Play this land. And then we just drown this thing. Make them use a counterspell. Or just play another Solitude. Alright. Now they can't play another Solitude this turn. And we just have Archive Trap, Archive Trap. And that'll be that. Should be that. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast this. So now the next one should be lethal. Oh, they have... What is this? Memory Deluge. Okay. Did they find a counterspell? Yes, they did. Don't want to save this. I think I do. Save it for a crab. Save it for a crab. Alright. So now we Archive Trap them again. Hall of Heliod's Generosity. That means we cannot deck them. I guess it's going to be a lot harder to deck them. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Archive Trap you. Alright. Visions. Okay, that's abysmal. That is abysmal. Oh boy, that is not great. Wow, what am I playing? The Field of Ruin? Yeah, I guess they're playing the Field of Ruin. Alright, so they'll play another Solitude here. Oh, they have a Shark Typhoon? Does this kill me? It's how big? It's a 6? Ah! Punt! Punt. What are we drawing? Oh, we were drawing a land anyway. So, not playing the thing. I guess we could have played this. Cracked. Got a Fatal Push and Fatal Push this. But I think I felt like we needed to play this to deal with this, or play one of these fetch it, like put this in tapped, because I don't think we could have afforded to lose more life. But I guess we needed to play the Fatal Push, crack the Fatal Push, kill this. I assumed that they were gonna make Solitude. That is unfortunate. All right, what do we need from them? We need Extirpates. We need Mysticals. We need Soul Guide Lanterns. What are we cutting? What do we cut? Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Tasha's goes... Fatal Push, we shave. Fatal Push, we shave, and we'll just play this. That was unbelievable. Oh, tilt. I guess I wanted to get the land in play so we could mess with the Hall of Heliod's Generosity, and we could save the fetch lands for... I wanted to save the fetch lands for, I wanted to save the fetch lands in case we drew a crab. But I also wanted to have the land in play. That was frustrating. That's on me, though. I should have known better. I should have also played the Oboro, right? I should have played the Oboro, so then I could have played the Hedron Crab, and then paid for the extra pay, and not pay 2 life here. So we should have started with the Oboro. Now we're going to have to pay 2 here. Save target's attack. Alright. We're looking for endurance. Alright. It might just be worth hitting that counterspell right now. But if we are going to hit it, let's hit it draw step. Let's just wait, right? Let's just wait. All right, we'll play another one. We want to hit the endurances. That's the big shebang, is to hit the endurance. Endurance. I mean, you have to know that there's going to be endurances. All right. Okay. So there's 2 solitude. There's an endurance. GTF. Oh. Get the fuck out. GTFO. Alrighty. What do we have here? We have counterspell. Alright, we'll hit the endurances. There's no giant thing, right? There's no Eldrazi. This is perfect for us. They have 1 Leyline Binding. Leyline of Sanctity. Nexus of Fate. What? We have to be aware of Nexus of Fate. Counterspell. If a blue break. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, that being said, we can. They do have 4 counterspells, so I am going to go after. I am going to surgical their counterspell here. When they crack this fetch. If they crack the fetch. I guess I'll do a draw step. Alright, let's just get that let's get these counterspells out of here. Right now. Counterspells out. Alright, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Is there a reason to take this one from the graveyard? No, right? We want to leave it in the graveyard so that it's more cards in case we draw visions, right? Yes. Yes, visions. Okay. I guess we'll just... No, leave it. It's technically correct. It's technically correct to leave it in there so that it will count for visions. Alright, so now their hand is Deluge, Growth Spiral, Veil. Alright. And now we have a counterspell. We have Drown here. They do have a Veil of Summer. But we're just going to hit them with the crabs. We're just going to crabbies them. So let's float a blue. Return. Play. Trigger. Trigger. Now the question becomes... Alright. The question becomes, should we just hardcast this? This is each opponent mills 14. Which I think we should just cast it. Right? We know most of their hand. Veil doesn't stop this. They don't have counterspells. They would have had to draw their one of Archmage Charm. Alright. Did we get... Alright, we did not get the... We did not get the Hall of Heliod's Generosity yet. We did not get that yet. But they do only have 11 cards. Wilderness Reclamation, sure. So they can take unlimited turns. Nexus of Fate was revealed. No. This is a tough spot, right? Oh, shit. I mean, they can't kill me. Maybe they will be able to kill me. There's Hall. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Maybe they'll be able to get me here. Alright. Nexus of Fate. Let's cast Drown in the Lock. Okay. We need... so bad. This is so bad for me. Alright, so they're going to have one card left in their deck. And it's just Nexus of Fate. Alright. I don't know how this is going to work. So, how do we deal with this Nexus of Fate? Alright, so they're going to put Shark Typhoon on top? Sure. This is a weird one, right? Because they can technically take infinite turns here. Uh-huh. Cycle the Shark Typhoon. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I drown this. There's no point in me returning this land. Very interesting game. Okay. Very interesting game. Alright. What a weird game. Alright. This should help. Okay. So they just get unlimited Nexus of Fates. This is just an interesting spot, right? Like, they're putting Leyline of Sanctity on top. Okay. So now we're going to go to our upkeep. Their upkeep. And we're going to crack the fetch. And we're going to get just an island. Mm-hmm. Yup. Mm-hmm. Well, shit. I mean, I drew another. I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with this. If I let it resolve, right? I mean, they got me here because they could just Heliod, Hall of Heliods, put something back, cast the Veil, and I'm just dead. Yeah. Okay. They just, wait. What? They needed to use one, two. They needed to put something back. I shouldn't have lost there. They should have put something back. Right? They go 1, 2, activate Hall, put back something. I think they just messed that up. They had the loop. They had the win there. Nexus of Fate, huh? Nexus of Fate. Nah, that's a card. Alright, we need Tasha's. We need Tasha's. Tasha's just hits. Tasha's hits the... Tasha's exiles the cards for their library, so we can Tasha's them. we can. Does that make sense? Like we could Tasha's to exile, even though their CMC is 1,000. We still have to do it. I don't think we want this. Soul Guide Lantern is pretty good too, right? Soul Guide Lantern represents. Soul Guide Lantern can stop the Hall of Heliod's Generosity and the Endurances. But, I mean, all that was just because of Hall of Heliod's Generosity. We have 3 Field of Ruins. I definitely am not going to play this deck again without 4 of these. This card's just so good. Alright. That was a rough game. Crazy game. Crazy game. Alright, we'll keep. Alright, do we start with the... I guess we're just going to start with a crab. Start with a crab. Again, the same thing. I should have started with a burrow, right? I'm just so dumb. Just so dumb. Should just start with a burrow. I guess maybe I don't want to play the second crab into counterspell. Alright, let's just play this. Oh, there it is. Alright, so we're going to go to their draw step. And we're going to surgical their endurances in their draw step. So we can get these endurances out of there. And draw step. Boom. Endurance. Pay 2. If they have a counterspell, we have a drown. Endurance. If we drown here and they have a counterspell, then we get kind of wrecked. But then we can do what we want to do during our turn. But they'll have a counterspell. They pitched a Veil here, so we'll give them this. I mean, they just threw an Endurance away. This is fine. I mean, it's not fine, obviously, but... Oh, they did it wrong. They did it wrong. Maybe they did want to do it that way, but it seems wrong to me. It's okay, though. I guess we'll play the crab here. Crab into counterspell. Wow. No respect. Alright. There's the other endurance. We know they had 3 endurances. So we know that they had 3 endurances. Alright. Leyline Binding. I like my crabs. But the problem is if I let this resolve, then they can just Wilderness Rack. Let's keep our crabs alive. These crabs are doing a lot of work. Oh, they don't have Wilderness Rack? Oh, that's so sick. I want to play the Field of Ruin, but I think I should put the Darkflick Shores in play. Alright, we need to get Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Oh, thank goodness. Hall's in the graveyard. Okay. So they have 15 cards in the graveyard here. So we just got to get them one more next turn. They go to Visions gets turned on, which is what we want. All right, let's play a Burrow. Bonk, bonk. Alright, what are they cracking their fetch to do? Okay. Okay, Nexus of Fate. Alright. We're just gonna pass. Wait for them to spend any amount of mana on anything, and then we go off with visions. Okay, alright. So step number 1, we are going to visions. Alright, step number 2, we archive trap. God damn it, they have an endurance in their hand. Shit. 1, 2. Alright. That sucks for us. They get one of our crabs here. One of our crabbies goes down. There's 2 endurances. We know there's a third somewhere. So we have to be careful for the third endurance somewhere. We also know that there's the time walk spell. So we have to be careful of the time walk spell. This is... oh, man. You know, it would have been cool if we could draw the new Jace. Feel the Ruin. Trigger. Trigger. Nexus. I guess I should have played this land. Alright, well... the Feel the Ruin is going to hit the Castle Vantress here if they scry. Alright, so we have enough here with the Delta to get them. Because they should be out of fetchables here. Alright, let's draw a spell. Can we draw a spell? Dude. Alright, target you. Target you. Crack this. Looks like they have endurance in their hands. That's so tilting. Them just having an endurance. Oh, that's so tilting. Unbelievably tilting. But I guess that's what we play for here. Yup. 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 I mean, we've flooded out unbelievably. We have 1, 2, 3 lands. 4, you know, I mean, what are we going to do? What are you going to do when you flood out like this? Just... we have so many good draws. I bet you that we're going to draw a... I bet you that we are about to draw... Soul Guide Lantern. Oh, come on. What is this? Alright, well, this is how we die. I guess we're not dead, technically. Technically, we're not dead. I guess we get to mill a bunch here. What unbelievable shit, though. Get this. Pass. It's just crazy. Oh, there's the endurance. So they had the endurance in their hand the whole time, and we've drawn nothing but lands. This is unbelievably tilting, but it's okay because, you know, it's just a game. But, I mean, this is the problem with Mill, is you don't really have control over your draws here. Memory Deluge. Sure. I guess we can field the black source here. So them casting this stupid leyline bindings will be a little bit harder. But we've just flooded out. And we shouldn't have won the second game, but this is just unfortunate, right? We have to block one of these now. They probably have a pending to fairy bounce one. Yep. Well, chump. So we have to draw unbelievably well to do this. We have to draw visions into... And they definitely have a counterspell up. Oh, there's the Soul Guide Lantern. Alright, let's play the crab. Imagine if we had drawn... Oh, this is very frustrating. Alright, we'll get rid of the Endurance. Imagine if we had drawn this Soul Guide Lantern at any point other than right now. Well, this keeps us alive for a turn. Keeps us alive. But, I mean, I'm sure they have a removal spell for these. Imagine if we had drawn this Soul Guide Lantern at any point. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Sometimes you just flood out. And we haven't even got a chance to draw Jace, too, which is, GG's. I had 4 lands. My hand after the visions. Sad days. I think you had that game too if you didn't. If you used the hall. Alright. That was frustrating. That was very frustrating. We just flooded. I just feel like I want more Jaces. Like, I think I just want 4 of this card. I think I don't want to play Surgical anymore. I don't know. This is interesting. It was fun. We went 2-2. Not bad. I want 2 more Jaces. I don't think I want to main deck Surgicals anymore. I think this card's just too not what you want to be doing. I mean, it's good against some matchups, but that's what we could just play in the sideboard. And then we can just play, like, this kind of deck with multiple Jaces. Because we flooded a lot in a lot of different games. Anytime it went long, we just kind of lost. So, I love playing Mill. I think that I want 4 Field of Ruins moving forward. And more Jaces. And, like, every time we drew it, it was good. And we get 8 of Fury. I think we want more Jaces and less Surgicals. But it's you know, it's the first day. We didn't really do anything with it. It wasn't the best. But we also didn't really get a good sample size. We need more games. I need to get more of them. Right now I can only get the 2, so we only played the 2. But in the future, I think this card's just has a lot of potential. And we just got to see, you know, it would have killed the opponent if I would have cast the Jace instead of the bridge in that one game, we might have just won. So, hard to say. It was super cool, fun to play Jace. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.